Brian Hendricks, and we're going to start wire wheeling our Bobcat. I've got one of the back feet here, so I'm just going to start doing this and get after it a little bit here. I'm going to start out on the pad area and the underside of the foot. You can start anywhere you want when you wire wheel. This is just the way I do it, so. I'm going to go to the top. You can see those tendons and stuff that are across there. This wire brush on here will just grab that, take that right off. And sometimes there's a little bit of cleanup that you might want to do afterwards with some scissors, but usually it's pretty minimal. Starting out, if you've never done this, I would recommend that you start on the back of the skin, maybe on the shoulders or the neck, where the skin is a lot heavier, until you get a feel for what's actually going on here, because it doesn't take much to put a little hole in it. So don't start on a tedious area until you get the feel for it. Here's where I was talking about where I go off the edge of the skin. If you touch your glove a little bit there, it can tear your glove right off. So that's where I use that leather glove sometimes. It's just a little bit awkward wearing that leather glove to do the down around the toes and stuff. So. Go up this side of the back foot here. And I usually work from the center of the skin to the outside, and from the tail toward the head. I know I got in that habit when I was doing turkeys and actually shaving on a round knife too. Fleshing machine, and shave from the tail toward the head. Has to do with the way the follicles go into the skin. So you're not grabbing them, you're actually passing over them, just like the quills on a turkey skin. So. I usually just start at the feet and work my way up the leg. This is a really delicate skin here. It's a small cat, it doesn't have much on it. We took the real heavy stuff off on the fleshing beam there with the knife, so now we're getting all the membranes and everything that puffed back up from the pickle solution. So this does the final cleaning on it. It actually scrubs the skin. If you got something like a raccoon that's real greasy, you're going to notice where it really just scrubs the grease right off of the skin, right off the hide. So, or even on a little mink or anything that's greasy. So don't worry about the edges as you get into the hair. It just seems to like kind of comb it out, so it doesn't really rip the hair out of it or anything. So I just about got this one leg, I think. Across here. That's that hole you see there was the one of the holes I cut when I first started skinning this. Gotten a little bit opened up. I think I did that on the beam the other day there. I didn't realize I was around that hole and I stretched it out a little bit. Okay. See, I'm just going to keep pushing up here a little ways. I'm supporting that skin underneath there with the palm of my hand or my fingers most of the time, I guess, rather than my palm. Just kind of rolling that stuff right off the side of the, right off the edge of the skin. Holding the toes back out of my way as I go around here. This is the other back foot. Once in a while, we will put a little hole in there, but to me it's still, that's the difference though between a fleshing wheel, you know, a round knife fleshing wheel, and doing it on a wire wheel, is if you put a little hole in it on the wire wheel, it's just a little, it's almost like a little knife cut. On a round knife fleshing wheel, it's, a lot of times it'll actually just cut a chunk right out that's just gone. So a little hole is a pretty simple repair on this when you're wire wheeling. So I guess that could be an advantage for the wire wheel too. And it takes a lot of skill on a fleshing machine to do thin-skinned animals. Most of your tanneries, they have one person, I believe, from what I've understood. They have one person usually that specializes in the fine furs, and because it does take a delicate touch.